If you can't tell already, I have not been feeling too great over the past few days. Actually, for about like the past week and a half, I've been fighting this head cold that seems to be kind of coming and going in waves. Like, been really stuffy up here, had a lot of kind of congestion, been really tired, been sleeping most of the day, just kind of on and off, been like really out of it. And it was a couple days ago when my brother basically dragged me out of the house to go see Pandorum with him. And I know why he does that. He only does this when he knows the movie is going to be really bad and he wants someone to make jokes with in the theater. And I hate this guy for it because I hated it. I absolutely screamingly hated Pandorum. And he kind of liked it. And we got into like this big argument, not like big hateful argument, but we were still like kind of yelling back and forth like, it was terrible, it was not bad. And you know what? He's right. It was not a bad movie. In fact, it was very well made and competently done. And I probably would have liked it too had I never seen another sci-fi movie in my life. Because that's what Pandorum is. It is quite literally every sci-fi horror movie in which people wander around a grotesquely winding, labyrinthine, dark spaceship and get systematically picked off by some ravenous beast. It's every movie like that. Event Horizon, Doom, Supernova, Sunshine. I know I'm leaving movies out, but it's like, you name it, it's that movie. It brings nothing new to the table. There's no inspiration, no innovation, nothing. And it's a complete waste of fucking time. And, like, I don't want to watch a movie if I've already seen the movie before. It's like you just put a new title on the same movie, and it's been done better. It's been done better in Event Horizon, and that movie was not that good. Okay, here's what Pandorum really is. Like, this is my 5-second... In fact, I probably should have found out a way to do a 5-second review of this one. I just kind of felt like I've been kind of pointing this finger at a lot of people, but it really is this. Pandorum is nothing more than The Descent in space. Really. Because what it is... here's what Pandorum is. Pandorum is space madness. And yeah, the other way you could describe this movie is, what if they made like a serious version of the Ren and Stimpy episode of Space Madness where Ren goes batshit and he's like, "Don't touch that history eraser button, you fool!" You know, the entire ship is like, these guys will wake up and Dennis Quaid wakes up and they're in this really dark ship. The power's going out, and what's been killing everybody is like this tribe of really bizarre berserker dudes who have like filed down teeth to points, and they carry spears, and they like leap and bound through the ship, and they fucking stab you, and they're like, "Ah!" I should not have done that. But they're like, they're Reavers from Serenity and Firefly. In fact, I thought if you'd called this movie like a prequel to Firefly, where like you see the Reavers for the first time, like the ship they're on, I forget what it's called, like the Elysium, is a ship leaving Earth that was, and they get attacked by Reavers. I was like, this is actually a really good prequel to Firefly, but no, they didn't go that way. It's The Descent, because these creatures, they're like, they don't like the light, they stay in the shadows, all they do is they kind of scream, and they're like, "Ah!" And they just kill you, you know, they're very tribal that way. And so it's The Descent, and The Descent was much better, and I didn't really like that one either. In fact, although I like it a lot more now that I've seen how it can be done badly. In fact, Descent kind of grew on me, but that's what it is. In fact, they steal moments from The Descent. Like, not only do they steal the monsters from that, but like there's a scene where they're like immersed neck deep in a pool of standing gore, like just blood and muscle and fat tissue and shit. Like it's where all the Reavers throw like the body parts that kind of liquefy and turn into like this viscera shit. And like there's a scene where they have to hide from the Reavers in this stuff, and they're all like covered and dripping, and they're like, "Oh." And that scene was actually really badly done as well, because at no point were they like retching or remarking at the stench of it all. Like, if you were neck deep in human viscera, you'd be like, like just freaking the shit out. But no, they're like, and they're kind of sinking down into it, like letting it get in their nose and stuff. I'd be like, no. But so that's the movie. It's the descent of the spaceship, and I really don't know what to say about that. But what's funny is they call space madness Pandorum, but nobody has Pandorum in this movie. Like you'd think like space madness is kind of a gradual thing, right? Where like you see nothing but the unchanging stars out there, and you're confronted with the nothingness of infinity, and you're like all freaked out over time, and like you start to get paranoid at people. Nobody has Pandorum. Okay, the Reavers in this movie don't have Pandorum. They're just like genetically engineered. Like one guy who was on the ship. Okay, I'll explain. Basically, the ship leaves Earth. And it's a colonization ship. But for some reason, these guys don't know that it's really a colonization ship, I think. So they're like halfway down there, and they get a message from Earth basically saying like, well, we fucked up. We had a nuclear holocaust. Earth's gone. You're on your own, guys. And there's only like 3 guys who are awake on the bridge. And one of these guys on the bridge hears this news and immediately flips his shit. Like, he's just like the navigation officer, and he's like, Earth's gone! Ah! And like just like that, he goes batshit. He murders the rest of the crew, and then like injects or somehow puts in this mutagen formula into the sleeping pods of like everyone on the ship, and turns them into the Reavers because it's some kind of accelerated evolution hormone. Because science, and it makes them evolve into this dank, stanky ship. So they become the Reavers, except for some people who, for some reason, don't. And so it's one guy, and so he doesn't get Pandorum. He just loses it. It's not the same thing, right? But if he has Pandorum, like he's not really sadistic. He's just really fucking annoying. Where he's like he rocks back and forth, like he runs around the ship naked, covered in his own filth. Oh yeah, he does. And he's just like, you don't understand, man. There's no God. There's no devil. It's just us. Wait, you hear that? We gotta get out of here. Oh, Dennis Quaid, you don't understand, man. They're gonna kill us all. Game over, man. Oh, my beloved ice cream bar. Like, you're just like, shut the fuck up. And like, why Dennis Quaid doesn't just bash this fucker's head with the crowbar when he's clearly got the fucking Pandorum, or at least he's just bat squeak insane. But no, he's just like, tell me more about this Pandorum, or like, I totally believe you, dude. Psycho. Like, it's terrible. It's so bad. You're just sitting there. Like, why didn't I just rent The Descent from fucking Blockbuster, and yet I paid full price for this shit? There's nobody else in the theater. And, there's this scene where immediately early on, they're trying to set the mood of this really claustrophobic fucking spaceship. And the guy gets out of his cryopod, and again with the cryopod, like Event Horizon, so this guy gets out, he's all covered in snot or some shit, and like he's in his tighty whities, and like he's banging on the inside of the pod, like, and like they cut to the outside, and he's like making these really weird faces against the glass where he's like, I love you, and like everyone in the audience is laughing. Like, that's not a good start to your movie when like you're trying to set up this really claustrophobic horror, and yet you just got a guy who's like pressing his face against glass going, help me, I'm in a tank full of snot. It like there's cannibalism, and it's just a really uncomfortable, unoriginal movie, and I don't know what else to say about it. Like, if you'd never seen another sci-fi movie in your life, go see Pandorum, and you might like it. But if you're watching it to see Dennis Quaid make an ass of himself, maybe. But in that regard, like, if you want to see a really cheesy horror movie that does a better job, wherein a celebrity makes a total ass of himself, Event Horizon, you can't top that. Like, you got Lawrence Fishburne, like, probably in one of his least dignified roles. You got Sam Neill, who gouges his eyes out and runs around the ship naked and bleeding through most of the movie going like, she won't let you leave. The devil's in the ship. And like, it's so much better. Cheesy as hell, but so much better. Pandorum does nothing like that. And on that score, I guess I'll leave you with that thought. I know I'm going to get heat for this, and that's the hell of it. I don't know why. Just, like, you're probably going to write in saying, like, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty scary. But it's not new. Like, why would you make a movie wherein you just, like, change the title? It's a remake. It's not a good remake. It's almost shot for shot with the fucking Descent. Watch the Descent. It's not bad, but it's just pathetic. Waste of time. I'm done.